Hi, and welcome back to the weekly market update. I'm Dave with the Bella Group. Thanks for joining me again. Over the last couple weeks, we talked about the real estate market from the buyer side and the seller side. Last week, I told you we were going to dig into forbearance, foreclosures, and the potential impacts to the market. So let's dig into that right now. The first thing I want to do is define forbearance. So forbearance is a process where a lender and a borrower that's in default on a mortgage come together and come up with a plan to modify the mortgage such that the borrower gets back on track and starts paying again. The forbearance rate that we've seen over the last couple of years because of COVID is shown below here. Initial projections were as many as 30% of mortgages in the US would go into default and have to go through forbearance. What we actually saw was a peak in May of 2021 of about 8.5%. And we've seen that that's burned down, and we're down around 1.6% now. So what I wanted to do is take a look at what's been the result of that forbearance process. On this slide, it's very busy, but you can see there's a lot of different categories of outcomes. Summarizing, about 83% of people that went through forbearance were able to come out successfully and work through their issues. 16.5% are still at risk, and another 0.5% lost their home for one reason or another. So about 17%, there's some risk or actual impact. As I take those numbers and look at the projections for forbearance, which is the first bar on the left, you can see that it adds about 5 months of inventory to the 2 that we already have, bringing us to about 7 months of inventory, if everything were to happen at once. The yellow line going across at 6 months, that's the equilibrium point between a buyer's market and a seller's market. In real estate, we like to see about 6 months of inventory on the shelf. As you can see, as we go out May, August, and December today, those impacts have dropped off dramatically. All the way to the right is the total number of homes that went into forbearance. That was 7.6 million. If we take the 17% that we found have been at risk coming out of the forbearance process in general, that would be about 1.2 million homes, or about 2.4 months. So you can see, adding that 2.5 months to what is already on the market, we still wouldn't get to that 6-month equilibrium that we were talking about. We'd still be in a seller's market. So I really don't see a lot of risk of the market crashing or prices dropping down. And I think this quote by Ivy Zellman really summarizes the results of the analysis that I did. The likelihood of us having a foreclosure crisis again is about 0%. I did a more detailed video that is linked below in the description that goes into a lot of the data that I actually looked at. So feel free to take a look at that. If you found anything of any value in the video, please click the like button. You can subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to see additional videos of this type. And very important, my winter buyers and sellers guides are available. The links are below. There's no obligation. You don't have to provide any contact information. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day and Happy New Year.